All right, welcome everybody. Once again, I'm joined by Zoom. Oh wait, let me actually unmute my. All right, there we go. So now I am actually not deafened and muted, so Zoom can hear me now. He's gonna be our co-caster once again tonight. We had him on Wednesday, did a fantastic job accompanying me. We brought him back again to cast for Escape Velocity Saturn V versus Turbo Runners. Now, Zoom in, we're very familiar with the people on EV Saturn V. Let's bring it over to the rosters. Who are you going to be looking for to perform for Saturn V tonight?
Uh, Looking like who's gonna play? Are you talking about? I think it's probably gonna be Candy. I'm guessing also from the looks of it, probably Candy, Mastro, and I'm hoping to get Palace in there so he can get some play time. But anyone to look out for is definitely Mastro. He's a very solid player. I've played him in six man quite a few times, and I like the way he plays.
Yeah, so from those players that you think might be playing, is there one in particular that you're thinking is going to be the on-field leader for this team?
Leader wise, I think it will be Candy, but playing wise, to be a leader, I definitely think Mastro will come out on top. I don't know which one he is on IGL. I don't know if it's the same name. Let me take a look again real quick. I think I'm Alex, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but in game, I know his name's Mastro. He's a really solid player. I that throws me off how his name's two different things. But
Yeah,
he's a very solid player. I've played against a few times. I like the way he plays, especially for the rank that he's at. And I do expect some big things out of him today.
for sure. As we can't leave out Turbo Runners as well. Now this team doesn't have all of the options that Escape Velocity Saturn V has. They have Doodle, they have Astral Horizon, and they have NPSyn TKO. And all three of these players playing throughout the circuit. No subs available for them, so it will be these three. Word has it that they're running just a tiny bit behind. So we're gonna be still a couple minutes out from joining into the lobby. But Doodle and Astral, they're looking like they're the ones that are gonna leave the offense on the shooting front. Each of them putting in 0.38 goals per game. And then it looks like TKO is going to be that leader, more that support role, and leading the charge from behind. 0.63 saves per game and matching Astral's 0.25 assists per game. So not very high scoring teams, and neither of these teams are really. And so the margins should be pretty fine. I expect that it'll maybe be some one, maybe two goal games zoom in that are going to decide a lot of these contests.
And that is for sure. And this is going to be a close series just by based off stats. It's going to be very fun to watch. It's just going to be fun all around. And I hope both teams have fun, and that way they all have fun and just have a good time all around. Because that's what IGL is all about, in my opinion. It's just having fun and getting to meet some other teams in the future that you could maybe have some scrims with, or just meet up in ranked lobbies later on.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because actually earlier today I was running ranked games and I ran into somebody that I had casted before, and that it's actually more common than you think. Since I've started playing IGL, it seems like every week or every other week I'm running into somebody in ranked or in scrims that I've actually seen before. So it's pretty cool. It's a bit of a small world, the Rocket League community is, even though there's still a pretty decent size player base. But I agree, Zoom, and that is really what it's all about, is building that community, recognizing some faces here and there. And certainly the scrims can be really important because then you kind of have an idea of how a team's going to play, but so do they. So they might adapt to you, and it'll force adaptations all around. And if you think it's a quality opponent, then you know what you're going to be getting into. You know that it's going to be a solid game, a really close one. They're not going to be a pushover, and I doubt either of these teams are thinking that the other is going to be much of a pushover. And so I expect both teams to give everything that they got.
And yeah, I mean, I would expect both teams to give everything that they got, and hopefully they do. That's what brings this. That's what makes this even more fun. That's what's kind of brought me in to start casting too. It's fun to see both teams trying their hardest and fighting out for who's going to be on top, especially throughout the whole season. But I'm excited. I'm ready. I just know we are a little bit behind, waiting on some people, but I ain't got much else.
Yeah, we're still waiting on actually, we're still waiting on both teams to join the lobby, but we're specifically waiting on the Turbo Runners. It looks like one of their players went to go grab food, and it took a little bit longer than normal. But that's an okay reason to be late. You got to make sure that you got that brain food, and it can be difficult to focus when your stomach's yelling at you the entire time. I know that's happened to me once or twice, and so sometimes just going out, getting some food, just taking a little break from the game can allow you to recharge, refocus. And even though you may not have the mechanical warm-up or even the team warm-up that you wanted to, and your hands might be a little bit chilly depending on what the weather's like outside or in your room, certainly that little bit of a reset can do you a little bit of good, rather than just continue to grind for an hour or 2 hours before the game starts.
Exactly. And yeah, hopefully it won't set them back too much, especially with that teammate. Because I do know that feeling of like you start getting warm, and then you're like, oh, I gotta go get food, and you get hungry. I mean, it happens to everyone, especially when gaming. You get caught up in the game, and you're like, oh, I get hungry. You gotta leave for a little while. You come back, and you're hopping straight into a competitive match, and you're like, man, I wasn't ready. But hopefully, this game one, both teams are gonna feel out, so it's gonna give the other players to warm up and everything like that. So hopefully, they'll get the feel of each other in game one. And then game two is just going to be an all-out battle of offense and defense. Who's going to have more control? Who can take their time with the ball and get it past the other defense? It looks like we do have one team joining. Looks like it's Turbo. At least one. Yep, we have Turbo Runners starting to join now.
Yeah, I'm messaging Palace. He's good to join the lobby as well. I think it was waiting on Turbo Runners to come back in, and it looks like Astral, Doodle, and TKO are all in the lobby. They're ready to go, and I imagine that I believe it's Doodle is going to be snacking a little bit while we're waiting for the actual game to start up. Maybe they'll have those maybe some greasy fingers on the controller, maybe a couple slip ups, little mishits from Doodle. I wouldn't be surprised. I know, especially if I'm having something that's super greasy or anything like Doritos that you get some sort of like seasoning on them. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I mean, this when I'm using a controller like this, I'm not going to get this dirty with the stupid Cheeto dust. I'm gonna keep this nice and clean, make sure it functions as long as I can, especially because my Elite controller is poo-poo. But yes, so it's certainly a possibility that Doodle could have a couple of those slip-ups, but it looks like we are ready to go. Make sure that both teams are good now that we've joined the lobby. There they go. So we've got both teams finally. All of the meals have been settled between the two teams, and now we can finally get onto the pitch. Oh, Doodle's having some KFC. Ooh, that's a good choice. That's a respectable meal to have to delay us. I can respect that, Doodle. But here we have a Saturn V, and we've got Turbo Runner. Zoom and take it away.
Sorry, I'm still laughing. Doodle trying to take it off the wall. Spin. Looking to get it past one player. Passes over Doodle, possibly double commit there. Great block by Mastro at the same time. Candy maybe taking control out there. Can't get the 50 past Astral. Mastro looking to maybe take it off of Astral. Can't get the hit that he wanted. Mastro trying to pass it out the mid to possibly one of the teammates. Gets the demo also. TKO banging it to the other wall. Puts it in off the back wall. Drop down. Gets a little touch in to secure the goal.
A great boom from TKO, and nice read off the backboard, admittedly. I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to go. I thought it looked like it was going to hit crossbar. I didn't think it was going to go right in, but a great read from the Turbo Runners to put themselves 1-0 up. It's a beautiful fall through. It still may have gone in anyways, but you can never be too sure nowadays, especially in an important match like this where these two teams are so close. We're starting to approach the playoff spots. That time of the season where everybody's starting to sweat a little bit more because they want to make sure they can secure a spot in the top 16. EV Saturn V, a win would do them a lot of good this time around and put them on a 50-50 series record. Meanwhile, Turbo Runners, they could secure one of the top spots with a 3-1 record, give them a little bit more leeway heading into the final two matches of the season, and Mastro's going to get the equalizer off of a nice shot from just about midfield.
That was a great play by Mastro. He saw that there was a little opening in the backside net, puts it right behind Doodle, and it was just a great spot to put it into to equalize the game.
Astral noting in the chat that he's got greasy fingers. And I love that. I love the misspelling of greasy as well. It's so genuine. Like I can He definitely does like have greasy fingers, and he's like trying to tell us super quickly that it's actually happening. So keep an eye. We'll keep an eye on Doodle to make or to see if there's any more of those misflips or any of those times where the joystick has clearly slipped because of the grease from the KFC. Yeah, I'm sure it's delicious, but it can also be a mess sometimes. But Saturn V, we've got the ball onto this backboard. Nice pass in field from Astro, and Mastro gonna be able to push it off towards the side. No follow-up from them. Doodle trying to follow it up. Astro leaving it for TKO, who's gonna push it towards the corner. Might have an opening if they can get it turned around in time, but Candy with a nice touch. A lot of times when we're in the escape velocity 6, Candy is spending a lot of time on that back line, so I expect Candy to really be the lockdown defense. If she can get some saves on a whole bunch of champs and GCs, I'm sure getting saves on some tier 4, 5, or 6 players, not going to be too much of an issue.
And yeah, it is, but you know what? She can also play a great offensive player also. We've all seen it in the 6-mans. I mean, we still make fun of JK to this day. Our SSL that we have, he still got balled by Candy. So we know she can play offense, but it looks like the Turbo Runner's defense can also handle her too. So, I mean, you never know. But Mastro also coming out with a great offensive play and keeping it on their side as he's trying to keep it over there. And then TKO finally gets to clear out to give them a little pressure. Doodle get the shot on net, puts the top corner, and it just goes right in. Doodle, doesn't matter if he has greasy fingers or not, he's still going to slip it right into the corner. And oh my, great pass from TKO also.
Yeah, that was a brilliant shot from Doodle right to the top right corner. Not much that the defense can do there. It did bounce oh my goodness, along the goal line for a little bit, but it eventually did crawl its way over the line, and it's going to be the second goal for Turbo Runners. Escape Velocity Saturn V, they have less than 2 minutes to find an equalizer, and like I said, zooming earlier, it looks like these games going to be settled by some pretty fine margins, and I'd say that that's been pretty true for most of the goals that we've had in this first game. I wouldn't be surprised if Saturn V can get another one and send this into an equalized scoreline with just a few moments left on this clock.
And yeah, they very well could be, and this could be an option here. No, and TKO gets it out. Palace coming in to hit it off the back wall, possibly there for his teammates. Tries to put it back mid again. Candy there to pop it up. TKO putting it off to the other side. Mastro there to carry the ball. Puts it off to the wall. Trying to get maybe a pinch. No, he's just trying to take his time. Pops it over one. Tries to put it on net. No one there. The goal. And Mastro getting another goal to tie the game up in game 1.
Nice dribble from Mastro. The perfect timing on the pop-up to blow it past one. And it looked like Astral and the other third for Turbo Runners, neither of them kind of in agreement on who was supposed to be marking the back post or watching the goal on that play. So after the first beat, Mastro had the entire net to shoot at, and they made no mistake about it. 2 goals from 3 shots from Mastro. Looking like they're going to take charge on this offense. We'll see if they can keep up the goal scoring, because they look to be in fine form heading into this game and into the rest of this series. Oh, Mastro going for a really big pre-jump. It's going to leave Candy forced to make a great touch here in the corner, and it's going to try to follow it up, make it difficult for Turbo Runners to get some sort of transition. Oh, nice double bump on Mastro from Turbo Runners, but they just can't collect any possession. That bump from Palace. The physical plays are really coming out from both of these sides. I'm not quite sure if they're working or what the exact intention is on some of these bumps, but makes it more exciting nonetheless, and it can certainly give teams an option going forward to try to open up some space and find a couple shots.
You know, sometimes when it comes to these random bumps, you just don't gotta question it. You know, they in their heads, they may not have been thinking it, but they make it work. And looks like Doodle might get a goal on there. No, he cannot. Candy gets it out to the corner. Mastro clearing it out to the mid, trying to get another one. Can't keep it up. Going into overtime in game 1 already.
For a second, I was really confused. We were zoomed in on TKO, and I thought that was like a Mr. Hanky on the top of his head, of his car. I'm like, what? I didn't know that was in Rocket League, and I looked a little bit closer, and I realized that it's a peanut. So I was really confused for a hot second there. I think Mr. Hanky would actually be like a really good topper for Rocket League, but that's besides the point. Oh, TKO, they're up for it. They're gonna slam it into the goal. Turbo Runners taking them not very long in this overtime to find the go-ahead goal. It was a beautiful 50 from Ashel to put in a very dangerous position. TKO makes no mistake and helps Turbo Runners take this first game of the series.
Turbo Runners is playing an amazing offense and defense. Both teams playing both amazing, but Turbo Runners having the better offensive play can get up in the air, can get those slight double taps that they need, even if it is coming down off the crossbar. And if that's what they need to secure it, then that's what they got to do. I mean, even with greasy fingers, Doodle able to get the ball up to the corner to bounce down and make it an awkward save for the Saturn V. And just the way that they're playing is just, I have nothing else to say. I mean, both teams are just playing amazing, and this is only game one. Both teams feeling each other out, and now both teams are just going to come out shooting.
Absolutely. I'm surely going to be looking at Mastro and TKO to see which one of them can maintain that fine goal scoring form, 2 goals apiece for each of them. But if there's one thing I want to see from Saturn V, is that I want to see Palace just get a little bit more involved. Only 32 points, and we know that score points, it's not always everything. Even like really good stats can sometimes be deceiving. But it looked like Mastro and Candy were the two that were on the ball a lot for Saturn V and all over the pitch. I'd like to see Palace kind of find their place within this team, settle into whatever rotation they've kind of got going for them, and just try to get a little bit more involved. And it might just be enough extra pressure on the Turbo Runners to make them fall apart and to see a few more cracks in their defense.
Yeah, and I think with the whole Palace thing, I noticed that he hasn't played it all IGL season, so that might be setting him back. He's just trying to get the feel of everything again. So I think maybe in these upcoming games that he could definitely fit right back in and then start making some plays to help out his team.
Absolutely. It looks like Astral's going to get the scoring started for us.
Quick goal.
Absolutely. Meeting it off of the sidewall. And there's just nobody home for Saturn V. Oh my goodness. None of the Saturn V players able to rotate back towards the net off of the kickoff. And it's going to cost them an early goal, but there's still obviously plenty of time. This isn't really characteristic. It's not what we know Saturn V for, giving up these super easy goals, especially off of a kickoff. But that was a really close opportunity for Turbo Runners to double their lead. TKO pushing it towards the middle, and it's going to be Masher who's pushing it away. Going to have to follow it up quickly, but Astral is able to get there first. Candy going for the 50 on Doodle, but the orange player wins out. Palace pushes it towards the infield. It's a great pass inside to Masher, who's going to get a pretty strong touch. They're going to follow it up themselves, see if they can find a mistake. TKO doesn't make it and is going to have a follow-up. Oh, the net's open. Can they get a quick shot? But TKO has no boost. Fakes the first defender. The pop-up past the second one.
Oh my, great pass from TKO. It just puts it right behind Mastro to get it past him, and Doodle just pops it over Candy. At least I think that was Candy, or it was that Palace. I couldn't really tell. But either way, pops it over them, gets the easy goal to make it 0-2 in game 2 already. 4 minutes left. Looks like Doodle's going to try to get the clear out. Candy's still there, can't get to a TKO, getting the clear out. Mastro up to keep it on the orange side. Doesn't want them to go back onto the blue side yet again. Candy looking to keep it on the orange side still. Maybe try to get it out to her teammates. Puts it up for Palace. TKO and Palace go for the 50. Palace wins the 50. Still has control over the ball. Trying to get it over one more. Gets past one more. Gets it over. No one there to put it in net. Master could not get there in time. TKO looking to just get it cleared out. TKO maybe a pass out to mid for his teammate. Astral almost gets the goal too, but misread it. I don't blame him. They're not easy to read.
That's such a good... There were good opportunities for both teams. The Saturn V, courtesy of Palace, having a great pass across the face of the orange net, and then Turbo Runners almost immediately having a very similar play, but just for both teams, there was nobody there to even attempt to challenge the ball and put a shot on target. The runs were just a little bit too late, and maybe it was just a misunderstanding between those second and third players about who was supposed to go, and a little bit of hesitation, not wanting to overcommit or double commit towards the central area. Somebody upside down rotating towards the back net.
I was just noticing that. Astral's just... What is going on here? Hold on. Wait, yeah, Astral's just sitting in net, bending on his back. I don't exactly understand. Oh, nope. I think he wants to get back. No, he's going right back. I don't know what's going on. This is They all three of the
What the
orange team
heck?
is now on their back. Oh no, no, they all were, but no, they're back into
Oh
it.
no!
No, I don't know what's going on.
Oh
This is
my
a very
goodness.
interesting game.
For
Double commit. Oh my, I'm lost. That caught me off guard.
yeah, I was not expecting to see that. Like, yeah, you see the players just streaking back out of the corner, but I was like, wait, is that player upside down? That's not supposed to happen. And I don't know why they're. It feels like they're trolling a little bit. Maybe they're, I guess, recognizing that Saturn V doesn't have the greatest finishing, and I don't really know. That is something I have never seen before. I would expect that from some high level players that just have huge egos and are stomping some kids
Yeah.
to do that. And oh, Mastro gonna make him pay.
Yes, Mastro is, because I think it was Doodle back there. He was just spinning on his back yet again, and then next thing you know, Mastro comes in with a nice double tap to secure it, cut the lead in half for Turbo Runners, and maybe Turbo Runners might start taking this a little bit more serious. I don't know, or if they're just going to go back. And Doodle already up for the ball, looking to put it down. Oh my! Doodle just, it doesn't even matter. Maybe he should start playing with grease on his fingers more often, because this man is just, I don't know, he's just built different. He's got the better gaming chair.
Yeah, maybe the grease has kind of moved under his stick and it's like lubricating it a little bit so the stick isn't as stiff. That's what I'm thinking, because normally the grease would kind of make it difficult to control it because you don't have that grip anymore, but I can imagine if it gets under, I mean, you use like rubbing alcohol is a common solution for your controllers if you've got some stick drift or if it's a little bit stiff or dirty. I'm pretty sure I've done that once or twice to a couple of my controllers. So it's possible that it's having that effect, but otherwise it was an amazing from Doodle, pushing it to that back post. What is happening with the camera?
I don't understand.
There we go. Oh, I think the players are upside down again.
Yeah, they are. Mastro went in there earlier to join them for a little while, but then the ball ended up over there, so everyone stopped. Maybe the only thing I can think of is Turbo Runners just looking to run down time. Maybe I don't know. This game I'm at a loss for. Pal is getting Demo and Astro in the goal. I'm at a loss now. I can't. Astro, look at him.
Oh my goodness.
Off the crossbar. Pal is coming in to clear it up. Can't get the read that he wanted. And I don't know what to say.
There's not really much to
IGL
say
for this. Is there a place in IGL for this? Like,
I really don't know. I mean, I would expect something to happen if there's like, I don't know. I really don't know either, because like I could see it being kind of a BM move, but I can also see it as just like a having fun. I don't know if maybe these teams know each other somehow. As far as I'm aware, they don't, so it kind of feels like a troll. I don't really know what to what to say or do about it, but regardless, you would kind of expect Saturn V to be able to punish a team like that. That's kind of trolling in net, not getting any great rotation. Maybe it doesn't even have boost. And for Saturn V, they're just kind of giving up the ball to Turbo Runners and making it really easy. And so if Turbo Runners are going to do that, I would like to see Saturn V do a little bit better to actually punish them for those mistakes.
and yeah, that would be nice to see, as long as they can get control of the ball. Because I do realize that Turbo Runners, they do know when the ball's coming to their side. They do play a little bit more serious. They get back into it, get the clear out. But then they go right back to it. And as Mastro demonstrated, he can punish them already. But hopefully he can keep that up. I do see that Palace says they don't know each other. So yeah, that's what I kind of figured. They probably didn't know each other. And I think Turbo Runners they're just trying to have a little fun, but I don't know. That kind of fun, if I saw that happening in a ranked match, I wouldn't be very happy. But that's just me.
Yeah, neither would I. I don't really. I would kind of take it as a troll, but it is what it is. We're gonna head into game number 3 between Turbo Runners and Escape Velocity Saturn V, and Candy gonna get the scoring started for us 2 seconds in. rolls the ball from the center marker to the back of the net. And yet again, another Turbo player upside down lets it go through. Maybe Saturn V can get a couple goals out of it and actually force Turbo Runners to take this game seriously.
Maybe, and hopefully they can just keep on punishing. Maybe that just one goal gets them the motivation to just keep on going. And it looks like Mastro gonna maybe take control of it. Gets beat by Doodle. Doodle maybe looking to tie it up. Can't get it. Candy gets to clear out. Can she keep it up? In the open net, can't get the touch that she wanted. Mastro gets the 50. Candy there, maybe just take control, put it on net. TKO is there, but Doodle gets to pinch out. TKO looking to follow up Mastro. Possibly popping it up for his teammate Palace. Clearing it out back to Candy. Back pass action. Mastro taking it back to his own net. Hoping to get the clear out before anyone gets there. But out to Palace. Palace gets the clear out. Mastro looking to follow it up. Gets to touch out to the corner. Maybe someone there in the middle. No one's there. Astral gets to clear out Palace. Maybe trying to clear it out. Candy got it instead.
TKO following this one up. Doodle pushing it towards the corner. We'll see if they can keep this play alive for the Turbo Runners as they go in search of their first goal of game number 3. Mastro, a decent attempt on target, but TKO is forced into a save, and they're going on the counterattack. Doodle trying to get up for it, and a bump play from Palace is going to send TKO all the way back. They've got the catch, though, after their retreat, and they're going to continue with this play. They've got the possession. Can they find the touchdown to their teammate? I don't know, actually, if they're able to get contact. It looked very close, but regardless, Doodle is going to pick it up in front of the orange net and convert it into a goal. This game number 3 of this best of 5, all tied up.
Man, Doodle's starting to remind me of something that happened to RLCSX. Or was it? Yeah, it was RLCSX when Justin was eating those, the Sour Patch Kids while he was playing. And just still insane plays by Doodle. No matter what, if he's eating or not, has greasy fingers, possibly slipping off the controller. Maybe it's just making him, maybe the slip-ups are making him better.
What a save.
A little bit better flicks. You never know. But it looks like Doodle trying to still take control of the game, show that he is a good player. Astral, maybe? Doodle, no. Doodle still wants the ball to show off. Doodle popping it off, trying to get to there again, can't get it out to his teammate. Gets the bump on Candy, and Mastro gets to clear out to Astral. Mastro and Astral? It's a little tongue twister, but it looks like Doodle there again pops it out back. Maybe Astral can take control of this, but Palace gonna try to get the 50, can't get it. Astral just driving backwards. They're all Doodle and Astral driving backwards. Maybe TKO hasn't gotten the memo yet, but it looks like TKO is gonna be able to take control here. Pops it off to the corner, trying to get another touch into goal. No, he cannot. It's just a little bit off. Doodle's still there, maybe trying to clear it out to his teammate. He gets another touch off Candy's touch. Palace comes in to cut it off of Mastro. And Palace looking to maybe still follow up, looking to turtle a little bit on the wall too. Maybe he's trying to join also. And Horizon with the dunk. Oh my, a great dunk by Astral Horizon. Putting the Turbo Runners up 2-1 in game 3 with 2 minutes left.
Absolutely. This is that second goal that Turbo Runners have been looking for quite a while, despite giving up the early goal to Candy off of the kickoff. Quick shout out to Lachlan for bringing the raid and all of their viewers over to watch this IGL Tier 4 Division 25 matchup between Escape Velocity, Saturn V, and Turbo Runners, and it looks like Turbo Runners having some issues on the kickoff. I think that was Doodle driving just past the ball and leaving it for a goal for Saturn V, equalized at 2 apiece. We'll see if Saturn V can maybe sneak in another one before these last 2 minutes or if Turbo Runners can get something together and complete the sweep against Escape Velocity Saturn V. Astral with a great boot downfield, trying to get the catch, but it's just out of reach, and it's going to get bumped out from under the ball, and they're going to bump Mastro in retaliation. Although Mastro, great 50, it's falling in front of the orange net. Is it going to go off the inside of the post? It's not. And Candy a little bit too far away. It's going to be a demo and another pass infield. Where is Palace and Mastro? Both of them coming in a little bit late. Mastro finally going for the ball in the corner, and Astral able to push it out before Palace can get there. Doodle towards the net. Candy with a good block, able to push it towards the midfield, and the shot initially wide. Palace should have the possession on this ball and be able to bring it downfield. Try to get the cut inside, but it has to go wide once again. Oh, TKO, that's a dangerous place to put the ball, and Candy's not able to be strong enough on that 50. Palace, good idea to turn at the midfield, but turn just a little bit late, just a hair too late, and not able to push it downfield. Good pressure from Turbo Runners, and it could be a good shot on goal for Noodle, but it's blocked by TKO. Turbo Runners, they're putting on some good pressure, but they're kind of getting in each other's ways and are not able to find the finishing touches on these plays. Oh no.
I'm starting to think this Turbo Runners is like another minimal team. I don't know if you're getting the same vibes, but it's just I don't know. It's a lot of TKO is still trying to own goal. Maybe try to push it to game 5 and
Mastro
there to put it in. I'm sorry. I'm getting a lot of minimal vibes from this Turbo Runners team, especially from TKO. I just don't understand it. I think they're just looking for a game 5 at this point.
That would certainly be the minimal way, wouldn't it? Is force it to game 5, call out OT in the dying seconds of regulation after it's too late to even give up the ball or put it in the air as well. And Candy's gonna try to secure this game for Saturn V. 15 seconds left on the clock, and Doodle kind of stranded in front of their net. Oh, able to escape the demo, but not able to get enough force to block Candy from scoring. And Lachlan in the chat is right. Turbo Runners have own goal, almost own goal several times before they've gotten in here. And Zoom, I believe you're right that this team kind of fits the minimal framework. And if we had Q for any of the other minimal players in here, they'd probably agree with us.
That is very true, and it looks like Game 3 is going to come to an end with EV Saturn V coming on top, waiting for the ball drop. There it is, EV Saturn V taking Game 3, going on to Game 4. I'm very excited, but I'm hoping that Turbo Runners is maybe they're going for Game 5, or maybe they're just wanting to just play at least one more game. They just want to see if EV Saturn V could push even more, and maybe EV Saturn V will make an upset to where they will go to Game 5 and take it. You never know.
Yeah, absolutely. But one of the things that kind of concerns me is that not all the teams kind of understand that every game counts when you're looking towards the playoffs. Obviously, if you're tied with a couple teams on your record, then your game win percentage is that next tiebreaker. So a team that has a 75% game win percentage is going to be ranked slightly higher than the team that maybe has a 67 or a 65% game win percentage, something of that sort. And the higher seeding, obviously, the easier in theory your matchup is going to be into the playoffs. And I know some teams probably aren't even thinking about that. Some of them are just trying to think, let's secure a guaranteed top 16 spot, and anything we get after that is kind of a bonus. Maybe that's the thought process for the Turbo Runners right now. But
that very well could be.
Yeah, for Saturn V, they'll take the game, absolutely. Even if they don't end up winning the series, for them taking this game, maybe even 2 games, is going to help their game win percentage and could be a real difference maker come the end of the regular season.
And very well could be. I mean, I've been in that situation also. It came down to games, not just based off the record, but based off the single games alone. But looking, maybe now that Turbo Runners knows that, maybe they are just going to finish it out here. Candy looking to get the clear out, and Astral looking to maybe play it off the corner. No one there. Mastro packs it up for Candy, too high up, though Doodle played it out for TKO. TKO possibly playing out for Doodle. Doodle can't get the touch that he wanted. Mastro getting the clear out. TKO looking to play it back into the corner. He's still staying on it, not letting his teammate go. And maybe a shot for Astral. Gets the 50 up. No goal there, but Candy looking to maybe take control of it for a little while. Well, Doodle gets the 50 on Candy. Mastro looking to pop up. Can't get there in time. TKO beats him to it. TKO bouncing it off the backboard again. Doodle maybe getting the shot on. Can't do it. TKO putting it off the top bar also. And a lot of pressure here from Turbo Runners as they trying to find the first goal of the Game 4.
Turbo Runners now called into the defensive side of this game. Candy's able to get this through the defense, but somebody's already on the backboard. That's TKO getting the touch out towards the opposite side of the pitch, and it's a very quick follow-up from Astro. But Mastro, oh, good positioning, but they're going to have to call Candy in the action as well after the whiff. A little bit of a passing play between Candy and Mastro to try to continue getting the ball downfield, and Candy going to help Palace out with that touch. Doodle, big miss. Oh, and Palace can't get the touch past Astral either. TKO retreating back to try to cover net. Pushes forward a little bit. Going to be called into a dangerous situation here as Mastro keeps the pressure on. Mastro normally leading this offense, putting on the pressure, looking for goals, shots, whatever it is that's going to help this team for Escape Velocity get goals, and certainly doing their fair share of defensive and support efforts as well, as they were called into a save opportunity, and it looks like Candy going to backflip, going for the clearance out of their own half. Astral's going to get the credit for that goal, but really, it was just an unlucky mistake from Escape Velocity that's going to see them go down 0-1.
Man, I'm really trying not to say anything. I was specifically told not to make fun of Candy, but man, is she making it really hard for me right now. But I will make do for now. I'll just talk to her later after the game. But anyways, yes, 1-0 for Turbo Runners. Almost 2-0, saved by his own teammate, but I think Mastro would have got it anyways. Astro looking to play it out. Mastro looking to maybe just take control instead of it. Tries to pop it up over one. Can't get it over one. Candy there. Puts it off to the corner for Palace. Palace putting it right into his goal. Candy gets an amazing bump on the Palace to save the ball and give them a little bit more breathing time. Mastro looking to just get it out. Does not want to take his time anymore. Just wants to get it off the blue side. And I understand that. And TKO with the wall hit, getting it over two of the defenders, putting the game up 0-2 for the Turbo Runners.
And a nice follow through as well. So even if there was a defender behind the ball, they're going to get a pretty good 50. And that may have just forced its way across the line. So a great play from Turbo Runners. But now they're going to have to be solid on defense once again as Mastro looked for the cut inside and the finish. Not able to get the second touch to put it even more towards the net. But now they've got a spurt of possession here. Candy and I believe that was Mastro double committing for the ball. Is there a follow from Palace at all? It's a little bit, or I'm sorry, the follow-up's going to come from Mastro. But it's a little bit late, and Astral was able to get the touch before getting eliminated from the pitch. Candy, decent control, and they're going to try to get under the ball. Maybe have a touch inside or back. Just something to get it away from the Turbo Runners offense and their defense for now. It's a good follow-up from TKO to get in front of the ball. Doesn't quite get the contact, but it certainly makes it difficult for Palace to get a clear shot towards the net. And that's really what Escape Velocity needs right now. They're less than 2 minutes left in game number 4. If they don't win this game, it's going to be the end of the series. We really need to see Saturn V take a couple decent opportunities, take a couple more shots, and try to find a goal, but they also have to keep the defense locked down, and Turbo Runner's going to catch them off guard, make it 3-0.
Astral getting that little touch in, and then Mastro trying to give his teammates a little more time to get back, and he backflips and it passes straight to TKO. Or was it Astral? I can't remember. It was TKO. My bad. TKO just slotting it in there. And oh, it's another one. And another one by TKO. Candy misread the bounce. Couldn't get there in time. And just another quick goal off the kickoff for Turbo Runners. They really want this game to end. They just wanted a game 4. They didn't want a game 5. They just wanted a game 4. So they wanted to just prove that they are the better team and to put the score up to 4-0 for the last match. And there possibly could be more, but there is still plenty of time in this game that EV Saturn V could come back. But as I say that, Astral Horizon scoring another one. A great aerial play from Astral. Just putting it in the top right to bounce it out away from Candy so she couldn't get the save.
Yeah, and that's one of the areas that Turbo Runners has over Escape Velocity. Is that Turbo Runners seem pretty comfortable going for aerial plays all throughout the pitch. For Saturn V, it's really only been Mastro that has looked even somewhat comfortable going for the ball, but even then, it's not the cleanest, and when you're lacking 2 players that can contest those challenges in the air, you're losing out on so many opportunities to get touches, get saves, get shots, just be involved in the game, and exert the type of play that you want to. And now we're seeing the Turbo Runners, captained by Doodle, really start to just dominate on the offense. Saturn V's defense is falling apart with less than a minute left. There's not really a realistic chance that they can come back to it. So Turbo Runners looking to be the winners of the series on a 3-1 scoreline. Maybe there'll be a couple consolation goals for Saturn V here in the dying moments. But otherwise, for Saturn V, zoom in, are there any positives that you think that they can take from this week and bring with them into the rest of the circuit?
From this week, I think honestly, Game 3. I know there was a lot of goofing around on the other side, but I would still take it. I mean, a W is a W no matter what. And I think they just need to take it. And I think they were just looking for the Brazil. Yeah, I saw that as soon as they scored 6 goals. I was gonna say that. I was like, they're just looking for Brazil at this point. Doodle and Sting, yeah, they're all just looking for the Brazil in the Game 4. But honestly, no, Game 3, they definitely need to take that into account. That they took that W against from the scenes of it, Candy. From the scenes of it, that they can. This is one of the better teams in this bracket, or in this tier. And that they need to take that and maybe look over this week in some replay reviews and see what they could have fixed and what could have happened. How it could have gone differently, if they could have actually taken it or what.
Yeah, for Saturn V, it's difficult to take a whole lot from a series like this, but I agree that there were some positives, mostly in Game 3, that they can take with them. I think that Mastro had a pretty good series, and they can be proud of the way that they played. And maybe they can work with Candy and Palace to try to all be on that same page. Because like we talked about, Mastro looked like decently comfortable in the air and was kind of all over the place, always kind of in decent positions, getting good touches on the ball. And I think a little bit more work between Mastro, Candy, and Palace could go a long way in making sure that all of them are on the same page about how they want to play. Maybe Mastro can show them a couple tips on challenging the ball, some positioning things, and we can get Palace more involved. We can get Candy challenging in the air a little bit more. And those will add extra dimensions to the Saturn V squad that I think can help them throughout the last couple weeks of this circuit and help them improve from series to series.
And yeah, especially with Palace, he didn't really play at all in this IGL season till now. So
That's
maybe
true.
it's just he's still trying to fit in, trying to figure out where he's going to be. And his teammates trying to work around that too, which I understand. I mean, it happens to all of us. I mean, when you get into a team that you haven't played with for a while, especially competitively, it does bring a whole new field. It brings a whole new game plan to the field. So I think next week they, as long as they just keep working at it, maybe go play some comp more together, or maybe use one of their subs that have. Either way, I still think both teams played great. I know it was kind of a shutout, but I think as long as everyone had fun, I'm happy with it.
Absolutely. Well, we're certainly going to keep an eye on both of these teams throughout the rest of the circuit. For Escape Velocity Saturn V, their next match is going to be next week against Pawn Takes King, a clear reference to a chess play that is not.
I know that play.
Yeah,
I know it.
So that is going to be their next matchup. For Turbo Runners, they have a bye week next week, so not really sure who their next opponent is going to be. Depends on if they decide to play their bye week match during the actual bye week. Of course, they can play it throughout the entire series. And Palace new to the circuit and playing up. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, playing up in a circuit is always tough, but you can certainly learn a whole lot from it. Playing with playing with a regular group and seeing the way that higher level players play, getting to experience that, see what they do against you that really works, and then focus on fixing that. So absolutely, it can be very difficult, but there's certainly some benefits to it. And shout out to Doodle as well for dropping the follow earlier. And you're very welcome to Finn for the cast, or to Astral for the cast. Glad to have you. And I was glad to have Zoomin on the call with me as well. Potential future IGL caster in the making. We'll see what happens with all of that, but we are actually going to that is our only match for tonight, so I'm gonna get this raid started. Zoom, if you have any parting words for everybody watching. The floor is yours.
Well, I guess first of all, great job by both teams. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun casting, and I want to say thank you again to AWatch for having me here. I definitely do plan on trying to become a caster for next season. I think it's a lot of fun, and it gives me something else to do in Rocket League. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And to Finn for dropping the follow, much appreciated. Glad you had a good time, that you enjoyed the cast. You was just goofing in game 3. Yeah, it certainly looked like that, and that's kind of what we thought about it. Turtle go burr. Absolutely. The turtle can sometimes be a troll, but it can also lead to some cool goals. So it's it was there. We'll take from it what we can. But glad you had a good time and you all were able to have some fun during this matchup against Saturn V. But for myself, Awash, and for Zoomin, that is going to be all from us. We're going to send you over to Abacus, another IGL caster. Looks to be playing some Snow Day at the moment, so let's go show them some support on their stream. And to all of you, have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll hope to see you all again very soon.
peace.